goal of this week is to keep your heart rate elevated for 27 to 30 minutes. I'm going to suggest finding a nice consistent pace that you can stay and sustain throughout the workout. Bring your heart rate up and maintain it. Let's go. Couch stretch. Let's get it. Find yourself a bench or a couch. Kick things off today with a little couch stretch for the quads, hip flexors, lower back, lat area. So start with your shoe, just your top of your shoelaces on that bench, wherever you need to start from, and then try to inch that knee back as close as you can to that bench or couch, whatever you got. Close as that knee goes, the more of a stretch you're going to feel in your quads. One more thing I'd love to suggest, guys, if your hips are back this way, you're not going to feel as much of a stretch as if you were to kind of lift your rib cage up, squeeze that butt, and then tuck underneath. Do a little cat-cow with those hips. So, what was it, a cat would be tucking underneath, and bringing those arms up, pressing the hips toward the kneeling side, reaching the arms in the opposite direction, opening up the whole. For me, it's my left side body. Looking for like a 7 to 8 out of 10 stretch level. Next up, can openers for our upper body. You're gonna take a fetal position here, knees bent 90 degrees, palms are flat facing each other. Reach toward the ceiling, form a big 90-degree angle. And try to maintain that angle as you rotate toward, away from your knees. And then come back to center. Try to maintain that 90-degree angle, rinse and repeat on the other side. This time try to reach those opposite fingertips toward the ceiling. Really rotate your upper body. Try to keep about 10 each side. All right, guys, once you get 10, let's rock and roll. Warm-up time. 3 exercises, 4 rounds, starting another round every 2 minutes. First exercise, leg raise with a pike. Put your palms flat, arms by your side. Big exhale on the way up, and then think about pressing your hands into the floor and getting those hips and toes up toward the ceiling a little bit higher. Okay, obviously you could try to push the limits while keeping those legs straight and get the lower abdominals to really poke or pike those hips up. All right, next up, Cossack lunge. So mobility, also great leg exercise or hip exercise. You're gonna take a lateral lunge this way, shift your weight to the other side, and think about rotating, externally rotating that hip outward so those toes get up. Or face up, and then keep your hips low, shift to the other side. Key component here is to make sure those feet stay flat and you're not rising up onto either side and creating just not flowing lunges. Okay, we're doing 8 each side for those. Next up, alternating one leg toe touch. That's what the exercise is called, okay? But that's a goal. If you can do it without losing your balance, nice and slow, while having a conversation, just kidding, then I would suggest just going as far as you can go until you start losing that balance. And then come back up. I'm going to challenge you guys to do each rep or each side, all the reps, without ever dropping that one leg down. Okay, that's a challenge all in itself, and that's going to fire up the glute hip area, which is what we're trying to do. Rather than, quick little demonstration of what I see a lot with the one-legged toe touch. Did it. Did it. Like, no. Try to keep that foot stable, work on that balance, stability, and coordination. go as far as you can go without losing stability. Cool? We're doing 7 each of those. And those are your 3. 1, 2. All right, guys, let's go. If you're not done, don't worry about it. Keep working. We're going to move into the work period. Alphabet soup, 5 exercises, each linked up to a letter. Compounding sets. You guys all know that, though. You've been here all week. Yes? Perfect. Exercise A is a sumo squat. A couple different ways you can do a sumo squat. First of all, you don't have to use any weight if you don't have any. But the key component is sumo stance, means exaggerated stance. And rotating your hips outward to make sure your knees stay above your ankles. I say that because you can easily keep your hips out in a sumo stance, but then if you keep your knees forward, you see what goes on here? It's not really a good structure, right? You want to keep that knee above the ankle for the best support of your hips. Now, holding weight, a couple different options. Here, you guys at home can see me, I don't know. Here, right up top, would be a start point for your squats. Either 2, 1, kettlebell, not kettlebell. You can also keep the dumbbells in front, but make sure you're dropping the hips low to make it a squat and not a deadlift. Okay? So like dropping that butt for that squat position. 10 reps on that. On those, I should say. Exercise B, if you have one. Be jump rope. Jumping rope is a skill, in fact. I'll tell you what I see go wrong with the jumps. People trying to jump like they're jumping on a box. It's only in your ankles. Think about a hollow rock position here. Core is nice and tight, and just a small little bounce of the, as I fuck it up, right? As I really show you how well I jump rope, right? But find your pace. If you don't have a jump rope, you can just do basic hops and act like you're jumping rope, okay? That's gonna be for 60 seconds. Your exercise C, options. You can do line hops or just a simple little lateral hop, 20 each. Okay, you can do a lateral lunge and build off those 2 exercises you did for your warm-up. Lateral lunge here, holding weights, dumbbells, act like I had dumbbells, imaginary. You can also bring it right to balance and work on that as part of your C exercise, okay? That's option number 2. Option number 3 would be a deadlift or a row. Deadlift, 10 reps here. Okay, those are 3 options. Line hops, 20 each. Lateral lunge, 10 each. And the RDL to row, 10 reps. Cool, options, choose your own adventure with those. Exercise D, sprinter crunch. Begins here, flat on your back, big exhale up. Think about armpit, trying to get it to touch your knee. Not so much your elbow, but you want to be broad, you want to be nice, proud chested. Okay, and then back down, rinse and repeat on the other side. Okay, that's going to be 12 each on those. I don't know why I'm getting up. You guys aren't going to be getting back up. Your exercise number E is your feet up. Flat here on your back. Same position to start with. Big exhale and up. Okay, both feet come up together as well as your hands. And then back down. I don't care if you can touch your toes. What I care about is keeping that back nice and flat and those legs nice and straight. And then back down. Good stuff. That's all Pilates there. You might check that out. All right, guys. Those are your 5 exercises. Pick your 90, whatever you want to do. Row, bike. Maybe it's jump rope. Maybe you like jump rope. Or something else to fill in the gap. You can do a little shuffle like Natalie does. You can do a hula hoop like Suzanne does. Whatever it is, keep moving. The goal of this week is to keep your heart rate elevated for 27 to 30 minutes. I'm going to suggest finding a nice consistent pace that you can stay and sustain throughout the workout. Bring your heart rate up and maintain it. Let's go.